Parks and Recreation, Youth Recreation, Total and Standard of Care. Is there a motion to set the next meeting?
So moved.
Moved and seconded, discussion. Favoring, opposed, motion carries.
And the next one is 51. It's to set a date to receive nominations for positions on the Houston Area Library Automated Network Board. Is there a motion to set next week?
So moved.
Moved and seconded, discussion. Favoring, opposed, motion carries.
Okay, under matters held. Item 52, is there a motion?
Moved.
Second.
Discussion. Councilman, Mayor Pro Tem Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to thank your administration, Public Works, in particular Mr. Weatherford, for getting back with our office and getting us the answers that we needed. So we're supportive of this item. Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? Moving to a vote. Favoring, opposed, item carries.
Item 53 is an ordinance.
Discussion. Councilman Glasser.
Yes, ma'am. Council members 53 and 54 have sort of been a tandem item. Are we moving forward? Mayor, can you explain to me what might be happening with 54 as well?
They're not a tandem item, they're two individual, I mean, they're related, but they're individual items. My understanding is that there'll be a motion to refer the item 54 back, but it's certainly our intention to pass 53 and continue paying
and I would like to lend my
salary.
support to that. I believe the monies spent for item 53 are well spent. I think Mandy Chapman and her work for her division and her folks with the homeless initiative have been monies well spent. I look forward to supporting that. Thank you.
Councilmember Boyd.
Thank you, Mayor. Is Ms. Chapman's salary tied for this one?
Yes.
Okay. And Councilmember Gallegos, are you reconsidering this, or are you going to refer it back?
No, sir, we're planning on voting on this one if we can just get it there. Further discussion? Moving to a vote. Favoring, opposed, item carries.
Item 54 is an ordinance.
Chair recognizes Councilman Gallegos.
Thank you, Mayor. I understand that a couple of weeks ago we had a discussion regarding this item. It was a heated discussion. Unfortunately, the downtown management district was somehow being blamed for not being able to provide the funding for assisting these homeless individuals. But as we had a lengthy discussion earlier this morning regarding our Brother's Keeper, I am the council member here that represents the downtown area. I've been going to a lot of meetings with residents, with employees in the downtown area, and they have brought to my attention the concerns about what's happening in downtown. And I understand the vast majority of the chronically homeless are here in downtown. They come from all over our city, but they come here to downtown. And the reason for that is because we have the vast majority of service providers that are located here in the downtown area. And that's why we have the greatest number of homeless individuals. And to be our brother's keeper, these are vulnerable citizens of our city that are chronically homeless due to maybe mental illness or down on their luck or what have you, and they're needing these services. But they cannot get these services due to the fact that there are thugs that are hanging out in the downtown streets that are preying on these homeless individuals. The little that they have, they're stealing from these homeless individuals, or they threaten them. So they fear to go to these shelters to get this assistance. And I know that thanks to the mayor, she's trying to end homelessness, chronic homelessness by the end of the year. But it's hard when these homeless individuals are scared to go to these facilities to get service due to the fact that there's thugs hanging out in downtown. You can go to Main Street, right there where the fountains are. You can see individuals that are just hanging out there, and they're preying on these homeless individuals. And that's why it's very important that we are able to provide this funding. So that way, and on all the management district was asked to do was just to administer the funding. That's all they were asked to do. To administer the funding to make sure that it's going to be administered correctly. Because they know what the problems are here in downtown, and they know how to address it. But I understand there are some council members that feel like that somehow they're blaming the downtown management district, and again, it's not them to blame. The downtown management district was established in 1995, and in 20 years they have done a wonderful job of improving the downtown area. Prior to 1995, many of us wouldn't be walking in downtown in the evening. But now we have a beautiful downtown, so let's not lose focus on what the issue is. The issue is to protect these chronically homeless individuals that need assistance. And by not providing this funding, these homeless individuals fear to go get this assistance at these service providers due to the fact that there's just thugs selling kush, thugs that are robbing them with the little that they have, and that's why they stay away. But again, I understand that there's concerns about the funding, the way it's going to be funded. So therefore, I'm going to work with the administration to go back and to see where we can find funding, because I understand this is very important, and I look forward to doing that, and therefore I'm going to refer this back to the administration.
I take that as a motion to refer back. There is a second. So discussion should be on the issue of referral back, not the, so for discussion, Vice Mayor Pro Tem Davis.
No, mine was on the actual item, not referring it back.
So the motion is to refer back. Do you need to speak about the actual item? Or?
If it's not out of order.
It would be, but go ahead.
I appreciate you there. No, I just, Councilman Reyes, now I understand and thank you for your information today. This councilman, I can't speak for others, the concern is not about making blame to the management district. My concern is 2409. Line item 2409, the budget line item, where it stores the money for affordable housing. My information earlier that I gave about my district, that's 3 houses. That's 3 houses to me that we could probably put in my district, your district, anywhere that money could be spent from HUD. And anywhere that money could be spent in these affordable homes, in the areas where affordable homes are needed. And that was just my issue. I understand downtown, I've been going to church in Fort Worth all my life, so I understand about the downtown area. I understand that it's changing. But again, just like we were pulling money out of 2409 to do this, again, that's what I was asking about MBK, pull money out of something else to do that. And so my point of just mentioning that is to say I would not be in support of money coming out of 2409 for this purpose. But the creative way we're using this funding from this line item, we need to be able to be creative in other items where it does help my district, in your district, and other districts that don't have, the big mega churches. So that's it. So thank you all for Mayor, for allowing me to be out of order.
Councilmember Lashley, the motion is to refer this item back. Your comment.
May I be out of order too?
Of course.
Got to be careful what you allow and start, Mayor, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let me, first of all, thank Councilmember Gallegos and his gracious motion to refer this back to the administration. And then, second of all, let me just commend to the public the work of Councilmember Gallegos that he does on a daily basis, and not only trying to balance the needs of downtown property owners, but the needs of the homeless in our midst, and in the needs of those who would prey on the homeless in our midst, and in the needs of the social service providers trying to do God's work, Councilmember Kubash. Councilmember Gallegos, you're a hero in my book in that regard, and you are walking a very fine line in that instance. I have raised concerns about this particular item since the day it was presented at the Housing Committee. And my concern is not that we should not provide more safety and security issues for both property owners and homeless folks downtown. That's not my concern. Of course we should. In fact, what we're talking about specifically is the Beacon and the fantastic work that they are doing there. And this council has attributed money to the Beacon to help them further their work. As I have come to understand this item that was presented to us, this was about providing additional security, personnel, and security costs to protect the landowners in the area, not necessarily to help the homeless, but certainly if there would be a side benefit to that, that would be a great thing. My premise has always been that the Downtown Management District, with a $14 million annual operating budget and a $2 million safety and security budget, has the means and the wherewithal at its disposal right now to address this issue. The Councilmember Davis has alluded to that fact in the sense that I don't know how we can justify taking a mere $200,000 from one stack of money to, if you will, subsidize the work of the Downtown Management District that has resources beyond what many of our communities have. We have management districts that don't have a $2 million operating budget, and this particular management district is blessed to have $2 million just in safety and security. I think the discussion has been that they have resources and they ought to make use of those resources first. But again, Councilmember Gallegos, thank you so much for your gracious motion and your leadership and your courageous leadership on this issue. I appreciate it.
Councilmember Bradford.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to echo briefly some of the comments of my colleagues, say that Councilman Gallegos, you mentioned that the district, Downtown Management District was created in 1995, and as been indicated, they have a $2 million security budget. Back in 1995, Sam Leach was police chief as an assistant police chief. I was involved in some of those discussions when the district was being created, and one thing that was part of the expectations was that security would be provided for the downtown area, and these particular facilities, whether it is to protect the facilities or the general population or some of the customers in those facilities, it was expected that the Downtown Management District would use some of their resources to do this. So they are spending about $2 million now, so an additional $200,000 is expected to be incurred by the Downtown Management District if in fact this is a need, and I think it is, as has been indicated, to provide better services for those in downtown Houston. So I think that is proper that it is being referred back and think through a little bit, because I think that those dollars being pulled out of our CBDG dollars to come in to do this particular effort really hampers the need for those dollars to be spent elsewhere. And as Councilman Lashley has indicated, some of the other areas simply would love to have the $200,000 collectively, much less a piece of it to do on strategies in their particular area. The downtown is doing well, but we have to continue to keep it funded and keep resources in place and keep strategies in place to make sure that it continues to do well. But as I sit here now, I'm glad I don't have to make that decision about whether to support this item or not, because you are referring it back, so I don't have to cross that bridge now, because the Downtown Management District as an organization has done a fabulous job in 20 years of completely assisting with the renovation of downtown Houston and making it attractive, making it safe, making it as clean as it is, making all of that stuff. It would not be what it is today, but for the work of, and mainly Bob Urich and others, but Bob has been at the core of it for a number of years, but others as well. So I commend that particular district, but they have a pool of resources sitting there that I believe, if you go back and look at the 1995 discussion, that this activity is specifically within the guidelines that was expected that these type dollars are spent on. I thank you for your effort. I thank you, Mayor.
Councilmember Boyd.